was centered around collaborating for change. And this, I want to indicate that this collaborating that is a kind of interactive discussion. We also participants all in academics to participate in. Let's kickstart. Myself and Dr. Adesina would try to do justice to the topic given to us. By way of introduction, after the presentation, the expectation is to have the following learning outcomes achieved. We have like 8 to 9 of them, which include the participants will be able to explain collaborating for change.
Finally, they were discuss. Okay.
Yes, ma. Can you hear me?
You are very audible. Very audible.
Okay. So, discussing participatory approach to community evidence on faith approach state the like that till the 9th one. Then, what is collaborating for change? Collaborating for change. A situation whereby people of diverse opinion, different sectors, disciplines come up together to bring about lasting solution to any identified challenge or problem. We say we are collaborating for change in such a situation. Working together across sectors or disciplines with the intention of creating meaningful and lasting transformation based on shared vision and mindful accountability. If this one is done, definitely we are collaborating for change. There are ways, there are reasons why we do collaborate for change. This includes to be able to find a lasting solution to any identified challenge. To give answers to where questions are raised and to bring about useful impact to the community or the society at which the collaboration is taking place. Then we have key elements. When we are talking about collaboration or collaborating for change, this includes shared purpose. Like I said initially, that people of like mind team up together, come up together with suggestive ideas to solve and identify problems. You know, you will agree with me that if there is no shared purpose, if we have diverse view, then the collaboration will be having a kind of itch. There should be a common goal. There should be a common vision. There should be a common target. Then, having understood that, then we'll move to inclusive engagement. We integrate all that are necessary. The sector A, the sector B, the sector C, down, 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 whoever that will think will be useful and important in that collaboration must be integrated. And that is why female, male, young, adults, everybody must be involved. Then we have trust and transparency. That is, we have open communication. We have relationship built through this. Then we have collective action. After we might have penciled down purpose, after we might have engaged everybody that's supposed to be engaged, then we now focus our action. We jointly pool resources together to actually find a lasting solution to whatever problem at hand. Like in the case of Acclimatise, we discovered that Africa as a region is facing a kind of challenge known as climate change. Then this particular group come up with this idea of bringing university people from good 10 universities in Africa to come and look at what we can do to actually eradicate the issue of climate change in our country, in our continent. We see we are moving towards collaborating to bring a lasting solution to the identified problem. Then, like we have been saying, that this collaborating of a thing is not a new thing. It has been in existence for a while. Like we have education reforms through collaborations, a situation whereby universities, industries, government could develop a curricula to be followed in our university. You will discover that the local content, the local problems will be identified and will need a solution in that curricula. And our university has set such a curriculum and integrate it. We will have a lot to gain. One, our graduates will gain relevant knowledge that is job-ready skills. And at the end of it all, we'll see that we'll have improved the employability level of our products, nationally, internationally. Participatory approach. Participatory approaches to community engagement. These are methods that can be used, or strategies that can be used to make sure that the community at which collaboration is going on is integrated in the solution of the identified problem. How do I mean? When we are talking about participatory approach, we are talking about the methods, the strategies that actively involved the community members in the decision-making process and project planning, implementation, and evaluation. once we involve the local people in our dealings, we are using participatory approach to community engagement. Unlike the top-down approaches, participatory method ensure that communities are not just recipients of interventions, but are co-creator of change. Like I said, that people of the community, they know what their problem is. They even know how to go about it. At times, they may have a challenge of resources, but the moment we incorporate them, we discover that they will not be seen as aliens in solving their own problem. Rather, they will be seen as agents of change and solving and identification of any challenge. This approach individual strength and ensure that solutions are so these little solutions are provide to any given or identify problems. We have the key principles of this approach, which is a participatory approach, to include inclusivity, empowerment, collaboration, transparency, local knowledge and content. How do I mean? Inclusive requires involving everybody. Empowerment, the moment you are involved, the moment you are included, it means you are going there to still add to the stock of your knowledge by gaining one or two things from what other sectors, disciplines have to dish out in terms of solving those problems. Then we have collaboration. We now collaborate. We look at issues from different views. Then we now come together to meet at center. Then transparency. It's bring about open communication. Everybody will be involved. Everybody will have to participate once or one's quota in terms of relevancy and the others. Then we have local knowledge and content. Then it will domesticate the knowledge. The people will be involved and the knowledge will be domesticated. So let's clear what I've said in terms of the participatory approaches to community development and see what we can do to this. Let's take just 10% of to our Acclimatise. Discussion forum number 1. How do you think participants of Acclimatise, how do you think the participatory approach can be applied to Acclimatise project? I want response from us. I want response. Hello?
We can hear you well. I think it is a forum now for participants to now
Hello,
contribute.
I want to. I want people to. You said.
I said the floor is open for participants to contribute to participatory
Participants to
approach.
contribute. That is what I'm saying. That so that I would know that same page. Can you let?
Good day, ma. The process by which participatory. My name is Adiego Gabriel for Emmanuel Alayande University of Education. So, like participatory approach we can use it in our Acclimatise project, whereby we all know that our project consists of at least two countries across Africa that we are collaborating together to like execute the project rather. So, like using the participatory approach, like as we said earlier, is a situation whereby students or come together to like achieve a task or achieve a task. So participating approach can definitely assist us in executing our projects. When we come together, we work together, we put hands together to execute the project. So it is a
Thank
let me just
you.
say best strategy. Yes, ma'am. It is a best strategy for the accomplishment of the task. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Bolu, from Emmanuel Alayande University of Education. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. Also, like I said, that when we are talking about participatory approach, you are involving the local people, community people, in solving their problems. You see, we have this common challenge in Africa, climate change, too much heat in our continent. Then we are talking of like 6 to 8 countries coming together to come and look at what could be the solution to the identified problem. I think we are on it already. Then, what are the objectives of Acclimatise project? What are the objectives of Acclimatise project in relation to participatory approach and climate change?
Yes, Nana, you can go ahead. Nana Kesewa Yeboah.
Yes, sir. So I think one of the objectives is to seek to find innovative ways that are more traditional and hands-on to make sure that the climate change problem or situation we have in Africa, we can have these innovative ideas of solving or making sure that we are able to find the best solution in managing the climate change situation. So I
Thank you,
think that
Nana.
is one of the objectives.
Great, great, Nana. In fact, that you have said it all. That we are just looking for a way of bringing about lasting solution to this climate change of a thing in our continent. You see, we are moving. Actually, everything centered around the West. Yeah, we'll be copying them. But in this situation, I think we are moving. We are coming. Thank you. Then, what are the, please, okay? Why will participatory approach enhance the quality of our projects in our Acclimatise? We think the participatory approach will enhance the quality of projects. You know, we have like projects in Acclimatise. So we think this participatory approach will actually enhance their quality. Okay, I can see. No, I don't want Nana again. Oh, I want another person, please. Oh, please let another person. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Let's see another person so that we know that we are on the same page together. I'm looking for another person.
Yes, Trahiro.
Okay.
Trahiro can unmute.
Yes, Tori, you can unmute yourself and talk. Maybe it's not there, or the network is doing one kind from his end there. Another person, please. You have just 2 minutes to go on this aspect. Nobody is ready to say anything again as regards the questions. Why do we think participatory approach enhance the quality of our projects? I think the simple answer to that is that, you see, because several countries is involved, because many students are involved, because many students of various disciplines are involved. You see, we will have a robust argument that will lead to a robust solution when it comes to having a lasting solution to this climate change issue in Africa. And that is why we said we need to involve everybody so that no stone will be left unturned in the area of solution provision. Thank you. Thank you. So let's move to another one now. Popular participatory methods that we have. We have them up to like 10, but let's look at them one after the other. We have community forum and town hall meetings rather. When we are making you do with community forums, we can open a dialogue platform like we have community WhatsApp, community Facebook. We can also have a town hall meeting whereby we can physically attend meetings where dialogue can be made. Then we have, under that, then we use to identify community priorities through the forum. What we'll do is to identify our priority. We'll set, we'll draw our scale of preferences. We have numerous problems, numerous challenges. Then we'll now draw the scale of preferences. We will now be picking the problems as they are to us, the way we feel it is germane or big to us. Then, apart from that of community forum and town hall meetings, we have another one called PRA, P-R-A, Participatory Rural Appraiser. Here, what we do is just to look for a tool to actually information from the community to actually know the conditions and plan actions of a given community. Like the case of Acclimatise, many instruments has been developed to the best of my understanding or knowledge on all our projects. These are instruments or tools will be used to elicit information from the community people on how to go about this. Then this tool includes timelines, sessional calendar, and ranking with all mentioned. Then we have focus group discussion, whereby small or diverse group discussion can at least focus provide group of people to go and look into a given or identify issues. By so doing, we can well make a solution to any problem. Then we have participatory action research. Here we are talking about integrating scientific methods to actually solicit lasting solution to the given problem. How? You collect data and analyze the data to actually look for the loopholes and solution to those loopholes. Then we have photo voice and storytelling. Yes, we can make virtual narrations, stories to center around the problem, to sensitize people on it, and to solicit for their perception on how to go about solving the problem. Then we have community advisory board. We can at least constitute committee that will be from time to time. The committee can be permanent one, they can be semi-permanent one, that will be from time to time looking into our problem and bringing suggestions on how to go about it. Then we have tools for participatory engagement. We have tools for participatory engagement. What do we mean by these tools? The tools are to help us facilitate inclusive dialogue, gather local insights, and co-develop solutions with community rather than for them. A situation whereby we are making do with certain tools to get pre-information on a particular problem and to actually solicit for their insights, for their when a problem is being identified, the people of that locality or community will have been already been looking for way out of solving such a problem. So we will now collect their response, their what do they call their solutions, and integrate it, embed it with the larger one to bring about last. No, they were part of it. Then these tools include the following. We have online survey, like Google Form, like we have community WhatsApp group. We have town hall, which include Zoom, Facebook Live, like using any social media. We can even stage physical community meeting. Then we have mapping tools, which could be Maro, Kobo, Toolbox, and so on and so forth. And you can see the list talking about the types of participatory engagement method. Then let's now go and look at the case examples. This is not new at all. Countries in Africa have used this before. And not that we have templates. In the area of maternal health, what they did was they used learning and action, PLA, tool with local woman, Kenya local woman. There was this result that the death rate.
Dr. Ganiyu, your internet is a bit low. You've started breaking off.
Yeah, sorry. Now, am I on now?
Yeah, right now you're
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Audible now. You are audible.
Okay. I said that was boosted the service of the Kenya. They have issues with their
maybe you can try putting off your video. Dr. Ganiyu.
Let me continue from here.
Okay.
The case examples of participatory community engagement are scattered all over the world. And that's why the sample from Kenya that deal with participatory health facility design. The context is rural maternal health project. And with that participatory learning and action tools with local women, there is advancement in health facility, boosting maternal service uptake and trust in health system. We have case studies of such in India, the watershed management in Maharashtra. The context was that of environmental and water conservation approach. Villagers involved in participatory rural appraisal to map watershed and decide interventions. Outcome involved irrigation, increased agricultural productivity, and community ownership. We have a case of such example in Nigeria. We have so many, but one of such is in community education planning in Edo State. The context is of low enrollment and poor infrastructure in public schools. And with the approach, bringing parents with teachers and students with community scorecard and focus group to assess the schools. The outcome is that government got more responsive, providing more fund, facility and infrastructure to school, and students were better engaged. In South Africa, we have the case of HIV/AIDS awareness through community theater. The context of high HIV infection rate in rural communities, and the approach was community-led theater and storytelling to raise awareness and fight the stigma. The outcome was positive. We equally have cases of such examples in Uganda. We have community scorecard in health services. We have in Ghana, education reform through town hall meeting. We have in Brazil, participatory budgeting in Porto Alegre. We have in Canada, indigenous youth photo voice project. We have in Bangladesh. We have in Philippines. And what are the benefits of participatory approaches to community engagement? One, enhanced community ownership. There is community involvement. There is better inclusive. It focuses on community issues based on climate change. We are interested in not giving solutions to this community. We want the community to bring the solution by themselves. They should be able to reason together with us, and they bring out solutions to the problem. I'm trying to make sure that the screen is visible. Just be out. I think we can now see the benefits of
they are visible now. The slides are visible.
Participatory approach to community engagement. One of it is community ownership of the solution to the problem, improve relevance of the solution we adduce. We are not just going to identify a solution that is foreign. Probably a strategy has been working in Germany, and we are now trying to implement it in Nigeria. They are not familiar with it. We should have discussed it together by introducing a solution. Then they should have gotten proper understanding of such approach and how they can apply it in the local way. So there is a relevance of interventions. 3, there is empowerment and capacity building, because everybody comes together, whether you are the researcher, you are the governmental representative, you are decision makers, you are community leaders, you are anybody that form the community. They build capacity, they learn, they acquire skills, critical thinking skills, communication skills, collaborative skills, creativity skills, and all these skills help in decision making. Collaborative community engagement. We have trust building and social cohesion, because people are involved in decision making process. People are involved in planning towards solving an identified problem. People are even involved in identifying the problem. They want to build trust, and they work together socially. They foster mutual respect, transparency. Research on your project, gather data, analyze data, make your report. These are, if these resources are not available, there will be a constraint to community engagement. We have low literacy and language barrier. If there is problem of communication, then there may be tussle and participatory approaches to community engagement. Yeah, we have tokenism. Tokenism have to do with some research bodies. Some participants always felt that what has been promised was not effected. And when it was effected, they have promised them very large projects, and they are just doing something so small and meager. That is what we call tokenism. It discourages effective community engagement in participatory approach. We have problem of cultural and social norms. We have traditional roles, gender biases, hierarchical system. All these can restrict or topple effective community engagement in participatory approach. We have stakeholder fatigue, resistance, and from authority or elite. Yeah, in some local community, local government authority, the chairman, the councillors may refuse to cooperate in collaboratory participatory approach, and that one can stifle community engagement in participatory approach. Participatory approaches to climate change, addressing the wicked problem. Climate change has been identified or acknowledged as the most complex, pressing challenges of the 21st century. often referred to as wicked problem. Climate change defies simple or single solution approaches due to a deeply interconnected socio-economic, political, and environmental dimensions. The term wicked problem, first introduced by the term wicked problem, first introduced by Rittel and Weber, 1973, describe issues that are difficult to define, have no definitive solutions, and whose intervention often results in unforeseen consequences. Hey, you may be thinking of there is droughts, inadequate supply of rainfall in a particular area as a result of climate change. You may be thinking of supplying artificial water through irrigation. Having supplied irrigation water to that farmland, after a period of time, rain incessantly continues to fall in that area, causing flooding, erosion, and washing away of the farmland. So it is a kind of problem that defies immediate solution. Climate change fits this perfectly. It involves multiple over long geographic boundaries and require action in the face of uncertainties. One problem of climate change. Participatory approaches are not only crucial for but also enhance democratic governance, foster trust, and build adaptive capacity. Understanding climate change as a wicked problem. By now, we would have understood or refresh our mind with what we call wicked problem. A wicked problem, unlike a tame problem, like you want to solve algebraic equation now, algebraic equation, quadratic equation, you can apply different formula like completing the square method, using almighty formula, using factorization or other method to solve it. Once you use the method appropriately, you get the solution. But climate change lacks a clear problem statement. It often requires iterative and adaptive strategies. Climate change is a wicked problem because of these aforementioned reasons. One, it is multi-scalar. It involves uncertainties. It engages many actors. It has no final solution. It is politically charged. Really, the international communities raise issues about climate change, but they are not totally committed into financing climate issues. Policy, international governmental policy surrounding climate change. So the issue is politically charged, and the solution you find now is not the final solution. That solution is iterative and adaptive, pending the time the climate change. Once the climate change, the solution may become nullified. It engages many actors. Government representatives will be there. Corporation bodies must be there. Communities must be represented. Indigenous people must be there. future generations are involved in climate issues. And climate change is always uncertain. You cannot say this is the exact rainfall pattern that we are going to experience this year. I could remember even last year in Nigeria, it was identified that rain will fall and end around November ending. When it was around mid of October, we did not experience rainfall in Nigeria again. So climate change is not definitive, it's not certain, it revolves around uncertainties. And it involves so many scalar levels. It affects the whole world, it affects the ecosystems, it affects the society, it affects economies. Is of some problem that is wicked problem. Why participatory approaches matter in climate change? One, participatory approach is very, very essential in climate change for its enhanced relevance and legitimacy. Utilization of low. 3, building adaptive capacity. 4, fostering equity and social justice. And 5, participatory approaches matter in climate governance for conflict resolution. What are the best practices for effective participation? In climate change, the best approaches are ensure there is inclusivity, let everybody be well represented, the government representative, the decision makers, the policy makers, the research bodies, the non-governmental bodies, let them be inclusive and decision to be made. There should be transparency, ensure broad representation of marginalized voice. If we have some group that have been suppressed or oppressed and pressed down, let them be well integrated in decision-making process. Then it should be well facilitated. Those who will facilitate the programs will be well trained. They should be so dynamic to ensure equitable dialogue. When you go to the community, express the identified problem you want to discuss with them. Let them understand the import or the impact of the problem in their local community and engender some questions so that they can start to communicate and dialogue with you. Then this iterative principle cannot be jettisoned in participatory approaches. You must treat participation as an ongoing process. You must not see it as a one-time consultation. When you go there, where they are just dumping refuse, they are not having proper waste management, you must not give them a solution and think that solves everything. You must go back, re-dialogue with them, see the effectiveness of identified solution strategies, and redesign better effective strategies. So it is always iterative. Then link the practice to action. You cannot just go there and be having meeting with the community members, engage with them, and you don't have certain projects and policy that you are going to ensure it is established. No, you must ensure outputs inform actual policies and projects. Let them have projects that they are going that's going to be stepped. Understand that your meetings are not just a waste of time, it is linked to action. Yeah, we have discussion. The discussion focuses on one, why is climate change a wicked problem? Do you see climate change as a wicked problem? Why is climate change a wicked problem? Can you give us your opinion about this? What's your perception? Why do you see climate change as a wicked problem?
So, if I can come in, I think one of the things we are experiencing nowadays is excessive heat. And then another reason why it is a wicked problem is because now we have scanty rainfall, which also is not conducive for our farming practices. I will leave it there for someone to also come in.
Yeah, that's a good response, Nasa. Adiogun, why is climate change a wicked problem?
We can classify climate change as a wicked problem because it has caused a lot of harm to the communities, especially in the agricultural sector, whereby a situation whereby a farmer plants his crops and is expecting rain in a particular season due to the climatic factor. Because although the farmer will have already studied that okay, at a particular point in time, they're supposed to be raining. A situation whereby the climate factor changes the rain, whereby it won't come in the time we're expecting it. It will cause the farmer a lot. So I just want to justify the agricultural sector as a situation by climate change has hindered them, although it is applicable in other sectors. So I'm just saying agricultural, like climate change is a wicked problem on the like in the
That's a good idea, Bolu. Maureen, why is climate change a wicked problem?
Well-defined plan to tackle climate change effect, and in the attempt of mitigating the effects of climate change, there are systems that are affected in the process and treat to causing the harmful effects in different areas in different areas.
That's a wonderful contribution. Let's listen to you, James. James, why is climate change a wicked problem? Why do you see climate change as a wicked problem? James is no more there.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You are audible.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, climate change is a wicked problem because if we can see in the biblical creation, one responsibility of a man is to take care of the earth and these living and non-living things, trees and other things in the ecosystem. So one of the causes of the climate change is interference in the ecosystem, and the creature that is interfering the environment is human being. So after forcing the impacts, maybe doing agricultural things and also doing like charcoal burning, those things now pose to effect in climate change. So I think
a great idea. Fabian, let's listen to you. Why is climate change a wicked problem?
Okay, I'm Fabian Osir, a student from Kisii University. I think one of the things that I consider climate as a wicked problem is that there is long-term impact and also the uncertainty associated with the climate. So this is, for example, the effects of climate change unfold over decades, and predictions involve scientific uncertainty. This makes it hard to convince people to take urgent action for long-term benefit. So
That's great, Fabian. That's great, Fabian. Let's listen to Nisa. Nisa, why do you see climate as a wicked problem? Nisa, 1 minute.
Personally, I view climate change as a wicked problem because of its interconnected nature. Because it doesn't only affect one aspect of life, but then it affects various aspects of living, as well as uncertainty, of course, because you can't necessarily determine how long climate change will take place for.
I think we have all defined it well. Climate change is a wicked problem. Why? It is multiscalar. It involves uncertainties. It engages many actors. It has no final solution, and it is politically charged. You are well done for following the presentation. Yes. The second question is, how can you apply a participatory approach to climate adaptation projects? I think you belong to one of the 15 project group, have you? Do you find yourself in one of the 15 project groups? So how can you apply a participatory approach to climate adaptation project, the one you belong to? How can you apply it? Yes, the response. I've not seen any hands up here. How can you apply a participatory approach to climate adaptation projects? How? Cephas, I can see your hands. Can you give us your opinion about that question?
Yes, please. Please, good afternoon. Please, my group is Group 12, and what we are working on is the renewable source of energy. This is biofuel. And one thing I think this has, like one thing I think this can do to mitigate this problem is that, the biofuels, it comes hand with the, using waste, let's say organic waste, to produce fuel out of it. So it could be an alternative source to maybe other fuels, let's say other fuels that they use for cooking, in, let's say, in gas cylinders. So what this can do is that organic waste, when they decompose, they release some toxic gases into the atmosphere, gases like methane. And this is one of the major gases that causes the greenhouse, or the global warming. So one thing I think this can do is that if a lot of people come into the realization that they can use this biofuel for cooking and doing other things, it's going to come in a long way into helping reduce the amount of gases released into the atmosphere. So that's what I have to say about it.
Okay, thank you for that idea. Don't forget, you have project phases and the project guide. Stick to your project guide very well. By the time you are on phase one, what do you have on the phase one of your project? What is that activity on the phase one of your project? Is that phase one participatory in nature? Let's listen to James. James, let's listen to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. On my view, I will use a participatory approach in my climate adaptation. One, to make the issue of inclusivity, that is, to involve all stakeholders. That's now after identifying my project area, maybe a climate-related issue that I'm going to tackle. So I will make sure that all stakeholders that will help or will either have a help or a stretching hand to this issue, maybe that's a government with a private sector, those are NGOs, and also the community. So mine is just inclusivity, so that whenever I'm going to implement that strategy for adaptation, actually the people that I'm going to target, they are well convinced that the strategy.
Yes, inclusivity is a watchword for you to adapt participatory approach in that your climate projects, Acclimatise project. Adeniyi Oyinkansola, let's listen to you. Just 1 minute. How can you adapt participatory approach in your projects?
I think a participatory approach to climate change involves community engagements like public consultations. We should hold public meetings, surveys, or online forums to gather inputs from community members. Thank you.
Can you repeat that again, Oyinkansola? What are those things you are going to use to make sure it is participatory? Repeat it again, please.
Like public consultations. We should hold meetings, surveys, or online forums to gather inputs from community members.
If you guess at the project guide, The first activity is to study the climate issue in that area you have to work with. The next thing is use some tools. So you must use what? Tools. And we have discussed the tools today, like survey, questionnaire, like interview, like site observation. All these tools will be effectively utilized for you to make sure that you participate with the community member. Thank you for that comment. The next is the role of university industry policy partnership in climate change. The growing urgency of climate change has necessitated collaborative actions from all sectors of society as nations grapple with the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and build climate resilient economies. It has become increasingly evident that no single institution can tackle this challenge alone. A powerful framework for collective action is in the university industry policy partnership, which integrate the knowledge generating capabilities of universities, the technological and financial capacity of industries, and the policy making and governance roles of public institutions. UIP, University Industry Policy Partnership, serve as a strategic approach to climate action, offering platforms where innovations, policy, and practice intersects. This partnership not only enhance research and development, but also ensure that climate solutions are practical, scalable, and socially inclusive. This presentation explores in detail the roles and contribution of university industry policy partnership in climate action, focusing on mitigation, adaptation, awareness, and sustainable development. The roles of university industry policy partnership in climate action. What are the roles? The triadic partnership. In the common Christendom, we have what we call Trinity. The God, Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. We have something like triad now, a Trinity in climate action. That's we call UIP. U stand for university, I stand for industry, and P stand for policy partnerships. So what is the role of this UIP partnership in climate action? One, driving climate research and innovation. Driving climate research and innovation. There is need for collaborative research and development for green technologies, data sharing, and climate modeling. Two, promoting sustainable industrial practices. Industries are both contributors to and victims of climate change. Through UIP partnership, university and public agencies can guide industry toward greener practices. The UIP should promote sustainable industrial practices through emission reduction strategies. The gases effluent of industries will be reduced to bearable minimum. There should be transition to circular economy, ensuring that industry enhance green economy. Three, influencing climate policy and governance. Policy advisory roles, regulatory innovations. The UIP influence climate policy and governance. The university, the industry ensure that the policy advisory are well planned. So policy are not just making an erratic way as regard climate issue. And any innovation that will be built to ensure effective control of climate issue, there should be regulatory innovations. Four, enhance climate education and awareness. You will realize that the university across Africa, through CESDA, with some industry collaboration, CESDA get fund, and we now have awareness for you as regard what climate literacy entails, what is your responsible behavior, what are the long-term resilience, adaptation, and mitigation of climate issues. It is UIP partnership that make Acclimatise CESDA to be possible. Five, The role of UIP, University Industry Policy Partnership, is to build climate resilience in communities. UIP partnership extend their impact to vulnerable populations by designing and implementing community-based adaptation strategies, infrastructure development, agriculture adaptation. Yes, the role of UIP includes capacity building and workforce development. It involves financing climate solutions. It involves technology transfer and commercialization. It involves monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. It involves fostering multi-level global collaboration. What are we saying? When university and industry come together, they form policy, a triadic policy. The public is there, the industry is there, the university is there. They can make sure that people are well trained, how they can develop professionally so that they can mitigate climate issues. They can reduce climate crisis. It enhance proper finance of climate solution. The public-private investment. This Acclimatise says the Acclimatise program is a good example. The public university in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Zambia, in Kenya, and other countries of Africa, up to 10 countries, collaborating together, partner to invest in building solution strategies to climate crisis. Then we have technology transfer and commercialization. When university partner with industry, the knowledge in the universities can be developed to generate products in technology, which can be commercialized in the industries. So the triadic relationship can bring incubation and startup of technology, licensing and patents, registering technological products. Then when there are partnerships between university and industries in the public to bring about a policy that brings them together, there is environmental impact assessment, there is climate indicators dashboard, which ensure monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. And all these roles of UIP, University Industry Policy Partnership, ensure there is multi-level global collaboration. Look at it. Nigeria collaborating with Ghana. Ghana and Nigeria collaborating with Kenya, collaborating with different countries in Africa. That is multi-level global collaboration. It brings about alignment with global agenda. It brings about knowledge sharing across border. Knowledge in Nigeria will be shared with knowledge in Gambia, we will share with knowledge in Kenya, we will share with knowledge in different parts of Africa. That will make us to arrive at tenable, reliable solution to climate crisis in Africa. We have case studies of university industry policy partnership in climate action across Africa. The next slide shows this. The next slide shows this. We have the climate resilient infrastructure development facility in South Africa. We have the Africa Research University Alliance Center in Ghana. We have Makerere University Climate Change Adaptation Program. We have Nigeria Erosion Watershed Management Project in Nigeria. We have Green Growth and Climate Resilient Program in Rwanda. We have West African Science Service Center of Climate Change and Adapted Land Use in all West Africa. We have Kenya Climate Innovation in Kenya. We have University of Botswana and Sahara Partnership in South Africa. We have Nile Basin Development in Ethiopia. We have EduLink Climate Change Curriculum Project in many African countries. What are we saying? It says that Acclimatise program is one of the UIP, the University Industry Policy Partnership. And you can see how you have benefited from it. And you are still benefiting. By the time you engage yourself in the project now, you become mastery of how to mitigate, adapt, and minimize the effect of climate change. What are the challenges of UIP partnership in climate change? We have problem of diverging priorities. We have exam in Kenya, We have issue of exam about to start in Alayande in Nigeria. We have a student of Gambia not having time available for the program. So we have diverging priorities. If there are priorities like that, it may affect university prioritizing knowledge about UIP. We have power imbalances. We have funding constraints. If not because of the foreign funding, you think this kind of program can still be executed? We have problem of trust and communication gaps. All these challenges need to be addressed for effective university industry policy partnership in climate action. How do you do that? How do you overcome the challenges in UIP? One, the major action is misaligning objective and expectations should be addressed. You need to overcome strategy. You need to co-create objectives. And there is need to have memorandum of understanding. Then there should be flexible models. Flexible model of co-creation. How do we come together? Before we started this Acclimatise Africa from the center office in Kenya, the chairperson, Professor Yeri, she sent memorandum of understanding to our university, and various our respective facilitators of different universities signed MOU. That is to ensure we agree to the partnership. We are not just cooperating together without guidance. We have understanding that guide the modus operandi. Then we co-created the objectives. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to achieve. This is how we are going to evaluate it. This is expected outcome of this training. We build it together, and we have accepted collaborative participatory model. So this is the best approach to overcoming challenges in UIP. Now we are coming towards the ending of our lecture today. We have reflection and thinking. Can you reflect? Can you think about this? One, why is the SDG 17 on collaboration and partnership? Why is the SDG 17 on collaboration and partnership? It's an opportunity for you to still comment. I think we are familiar with SDG goals. What is the SDG goal number 1? What's the SDG goal number 1? SDG goal number 1 is no poverty. No poverty. Poverty is another wicked problem. Like what is SDG? SDG number 13 is what you are fixed, what you are trashing now. Climate change issues. Then SDG number 17 is partnership. So the question now is, why is SDG 17 on collaboration and partnership? Why is SDG 17 on collaboration and partnership? Yes, I can see one's hand up. Emmanuel, you can continue. Let's listen to you. Emmanuel, we are listening to you.
I think the SDG 17 on Sustainable Development Goal 17 focuses on partnerships for the goals of, because collaboration and partnership are essential for achieving the SDG. Like partnerships can help mobilize resources, expertise, and funding to support sustainable development. Thank you.
That's very interesting. Collaboration, partnership, ensure resources availability, working together to solve societal problem. Yes, any other reason why SDG 17, the last goal is on collaboration and partnership? Why? Let's listen to you, Adiogun.
Thank you, sir. As well as that, a country can achieve the goals of the zone. So the country does need to just collaborate with other countries of the world to achieve the goals. Because if you do not partner with other countries, you can't achieve the goal, because this is a sustainable development goals. So it is not limited to a particular country. So countries that are involved have to collaborate with other countries of.
That is a beautiful response, Adiogun. I really love it. If no country can exist in isolation and attain all the sustainable 1 to 16, and that's why sustainable 17 is for partnership. Any other reason why SDG 17 is on collaboration and partnership? Stacy, let's listen to you.
Okay, so I think basically collaboration, I think these are global problems, and global problems, they need global solutions. So the partnership, and also it helps empower the developing countries through partnership. So it helps to share idea, technology, and also financial support.
Beautiful response. Beautiful response. Yes, let's proceed to the second question. The second reflection is, how assess the Acclimatise training enhance your collaboration? How assess the Acclimatise training enhance your collaboration? There are many participants that have not discussed with us today. Opportunity for you to give us your opinion. Yeah, the second question is, how has the Acclimatise training enhance your collaboration? Yes, we have one's hands up. Let's listen to you. That's Sevas. Sevas, let's listen to you.
That says that training has enhanced our collaboration in a way that we have different universities across Africa, some from East Africa and some from West Africa, and we are working together. Not just that, in our groups we have students from different parts or from different countries, and we are all working together to do whatever we can in our own way. Since this is a collective approach, it requires all stakeholders to come on board. So we have universities across this.
That's excellent. That's excellent. You can say that in your project, you have nothing less than 3 types of university in your group. Yeah. If some group even have 4, that is to ensure collaboration and continental partnership. That's very good. Yes, the last question for reflection today is, how in the future would you apply collaboration and participatory approach? How in the future will you apply collaboration and participatory approach? How in the future will you do that? Yes, even at the present, you are applying it now. The project topic of your group, you are working together with different students of other countries, but in the near future, probably you are to write your final year project, or you are going to write your master project, or your PhD project, or you want to write a research grant. How will you apply collaboration and participatory approach in the near future? Cephas, okay, let's listen to Cephas again.
Yes, in your delivery, I remember you talked about how we have different priorities across, the different universities in Africa. Right now, we are writing exam, and other schools, they are doing other things as well. So I think in the future, one way that we can collaborate is, when these courses are into our educational, curriculums, and then, we are able to work or plan it in a way that it should be uniform, like across. Not that like we'll be having it in the way that others will be writing exam, others will be doing other things. It's not going to come like in a very collective way, and this is going to really affect how we work together or collaborate together.
A good response from Cesda. Let's listen to Fabian. Okay, before Fabian, we have Stacy. Stacy, let's listen to you.
Okay, what I will do in the future, maybe to organize these programs and contribute to community or even peer education programs to raise awareness to those who do not know.
That's wonderful. In our university, we're already having climate change resilient club. The participants from my university know that we're already having that club. So we want to bring everybody together, collaborate, raise some issues in the community, and help them to identify the problem and find reliable solution to it. We are already having a club. That's a good way you have suggested. Let's listen to Fabian. How do you apply it? Participatory, collaboratory approach.
I think me personally, I'll collaborate with the young people and students to build their capacity, inspire leadership, and make sure the next generation continues the work through mentoring and youth empowerment.
We are all well done for our comment today. I think we have good time together discussing the number 6 module. And that's the last lecture module to be presented by the lecturers. And it focuses on collaboration for change. I think for now, our projects will be expressly carried out so that we can effectively collaborate, follow definite model or theory to enhance smooth data collection, analysis of data, generation of results to advance solution to our problem of our projects. You have a wonderful day. Do we have questions from the participants today from what you have listened to as Module 6 lecture? Or you have questions from the past Modules 1 to 5 you want us to discuss together today? Any question?
Yes, sir. I have a question on the UIP, sorry, University and Industry Policy for collaborations. So, like, my question goes that universities collaborating with industry, like, is it a profit-oriented organization or it is like is it a profit-oriented organization?
Yes, the question is understood. UIP, University Industry Policy Partnership, is not for profit-oriented program for university. The essence of university engaging in UIP is to develop knowledge, implement solution strategies to solve wicked problems like climate change, poverty, hunger, issue of biodiversity loss, and the like. But for industries, industry want to commercialize the product of such collaboration. So there is diversity about the essence of going to UIP. Universities, we always go into UIP for knowledge generation, although somehow there will be some benefit of going to UIP in kind of IGR generation, in terms of some revenue to some of the participants like yourself, like the cost of data and your project data collection, you have some money disbursed to you. That can be some fringe benefits. But to universities, our interest is knowledge development. But to industries, they intend to commercialize the knowledge. Everybody is at gain, both the industries and the university.
Stacy, your question?
I have a concern. So in the WhatsApp group that we have, so we have our instructor. She's called Purity Njeri. We've been trying to find you. She's from Kenyatta University. Please join the WhatsApp group. You are our instructor in the group. So if you will be there, it will be better.
In your group, which group are you?
Group 14.
Group 14. Who is your coordinator in that group?
The instructor is Purity Njeri, but she's not in the group. So if she
don't worry, the chairperson will be contacted, and all the facilitators and coordinators will be charged accordingly, so that all project groups are monitored for efficiency and effectiveness of the project. So we will discuss with the chairperson, and all the coordinators will be redirected accordingly. Dr. Ganiyu.
Yes, sir, my boss. I want to talk in relation to what the last speaker just said, that as it is affecting the coordinator, it's affecting the participants also. In my own group, the Kenya students did not join. We have 2 from Nigeria, 2 from Ghana, just 1 or 2 from Kenya, and they dominated the group. 6 of them ought to have joined. We'll send the group invite to them. They did not respond. In fact, somebody told me, one of them was saying the groups he belonged to, he did not like it, that he would like to change it, that he has spoken with the one of the facilitators there. I wouldn't know how true is that. Please, let's sensitize our students, our participants, so actually join the group they belong. There was a time I saw the group links for all the group on the CESDA platform. Please facilitate us to please send the link to their various groups from their hands there, so to assist us in coming up with a better research output. Thank you.
We will realize now that the essence of participatory, if any member of the group is not functioning or have issues with coming together to communicate, there will not be progress in the group.
That
so
is it.
Approach, everybody to come together, to be able to reason together. Let's have this at the back of our mind. Nobody is cross-carpeting from one group to another group. We stay in the group we have been allotted to. The participant there should be 10. The facilitator and the coordinator is 1. Then your university coordinator can also be added to your different groups to mentor you along the line. So let's believe that those that have network issue, connectivity issue, they will resolve it over time, and we find ourselves in the same group that we belong to. Fabian, your question?
Actually, mine is not a question, but a personal reflection on this training. So, being that this is the last lecture of ours, I think I have something to note down, that thanks to the Acclimatise training, I now understand that climate action is not a solo mission. It takes teamwork, respect, and ability to build on each other's strength. And also, I've got personal aspiration, which is that I believe that true change happens when people work together. I want to be a connector, someone who brings individuals, groups, and institutions together for a shared purpose. Thank you.
Yeah, we are all grateful for having ourselves working together. We are brothers and sisters in Africa. We belong to one another. We are a brother's keeper. We should be thinking about our continental boundaries, how we protect it, how we sustain it, how we ensure that climate change does not reduce us to nothing. Rather, we mitigate it and adapt with good resiliency. You are all welcome for participating in today's lecture. Any other comments? Okay, you have question, Dr. John.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of my colleagues and to appreciate your very nice lecture, Dr. Is from Nigeria. And allow me to do that on behalf of our team members in CESDA. Because, and like you've indicated, this is the last open lecture that we are offering. But I want to encourage. I know we have not all, not all the participants have been able to join all the lectures. So I want to encourage those who may not have been able to join others. Because these are then recorded and shared, we want to encourage to continue to get into the recorded platforms, interact, listen. So, but in particular, I wanted to appreciate the very good contribution that you did tonight. Despite the few challenges of network, you have been able to execute this very effectively. And specifically this element of collaboration, which is very, very key, because like we are taking off the projects. I think it was important to highlight the fact that we are doing these projects not because we are experts, but because we can come together to provide, a learning platform, what we call close learning platform. And by contributing in our own way, wherever we are, whether we are in one part of the Africa or the next, we can collectively be able to address a common issue. And that highlights the very center of why collaborations and partnerships are important. So I wanted again to say thank you, even for the student participation. I can see the numbers are not very high, but I think I want to encourage us to continue. And even if possible, invite your colleagues in your institutions to hear and to learn from these lectures that are recorded, because it will continue to build on the mission of why we actually came together to develop this course. Asante, and thank you very much. Good evening.
Okay, we extend our deepest gratitude to our distinguished speakers, Dr. Adesina and Dr. Ganiyu. Thank you for your valuable insights in the topic collaborating for change. Yeah, and also Dr. John Mushiri, thank you for your closing remarks. Yeah. I think now we can conclude the meeting. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.